Welcome.
Thanks.
So Friday again,
Yes.
podcast Friday, as we sometimes say. Oh, I have water already. And so there are a couple of things that I would like to talk to you about. It's the first week of February, and we have just finished a record-setting week in terms of roasting kilos of coffee.
Yeah.
And one of the more exciting coffees to roast and drink have been the AGB variety produced by Nestor Lasso, which we are shipping out to subscribers in 66 countries. That's happening as we speak to each other.
Yeah. And this coffee is so amazing and unusual and perfumey, and it's a completely new thing in my palette of tastes. And I'm so glad that you found the RGB and had your tentacles out on the competition scene. And since cupping one, it's something super unique.
It stands out.
Yes.
But I wanted to say also, it's so intense, but it's a washed coffee.
Yes.
It's easy to forget, and it's easy to sort of think. I've had a couple of people say "Oh, right, Standout Coffee, you do all these experimental processing," which has also been true, but we're also really exploring different versions of washed coffees. And this is so intense, but it's also a clean washed coffee. Yeah. So it's really very, very going outside of the mold, breaking the box kind of thing. Yeah, super, super interesting. And also, I have to say, because of its intensity, you often refer to it as perfumey, but the intensity makes it an amazing competition coffee.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And we're having wholesale orders coming in, and we shipped boxes to Hong Kong and going to Kuala Lumpur to two wonderful coffee shops now, and they both include the RGB. So super excited, super nice coffee. Most of the subscriptions are going out today, and it's been such a fun coffee to work with, and we have a few kilos left after subscription as taking its shared piece.
Yeah.
So it will be on the wholesale menu and online for a couple more weeks, I hope.
Yeah. So before we move on to the next more exciting But I wanted to actually dive deep a little bit into the detail in terms of design, that it's easy to overlook. Maybe we've talked about it previously, but so in the last couple of months, you've really tweaked the packaging experience, but also the retail shelf experience, because previously we've had a black box on the shelf, and it's been sort of hard to differentiate.
Yeah.
But now with tell us about the tab.
So the tab was kind of a development from me seeing a lot of clients to us and coffee bar posting what I think is the backside of the box. The idea is to have it like this. You open it up, you get your whatever it's capsules or beans, and in my world I would definitely take the photo from above,
right,
or from an arm length distance like this.
Right.
But then we realized a lot of clients and people out there taking photos kind of the backside. And,
right.
And I get it, because you get all the information there and you want to show exactly what's in. I think it's hard on Instagram to kind of zoom in and see whatever the text says. So for me, it's always been a front and a backside, and you always try to convince me we can have two fronts on the box and stuff like that. But then I and your super creative wife sat down for a design meeting, and she was the one coming up with the idea of having the tab.
Yeah.
And it completely blew my mind, and we kept on working with it, because it solves so much issues, if you can call an issue with the box. because I want it to be perfect. And the tabs makes it completely natural to see on what direction you're going to open the box, because we also had like me and you, we open the box from different sides. Now it's like you open it from the right side. It also, if you have it closed and you have it on the shelf, you see what's in the box. You don't need to turn it around to see what's in the box. And it's super solid for wholesale clients who order like more than one box, to not flip them all the time.
Right. No, so I just want to say, so I put these here so that our viewers can see how this would look. So that this would look like this on a retail shelf. So you have a series of box, and we here on our retail shelf, we have, this is the Geisha Village, this is the Janson, this is the AGB, and you see the tab, so it displays it very clearly what it is.
But then, so I think it's an ongoing project, and I think the tab solves a lot of issues that at least I had. I think no one had issues with this, but
no, it's true. I think it was in your mind, but it's important.
Yeah.
But speaking of design details, I want to also just ask you about the insert into the capsule box, because it's also one of those like details you could easily pass by it, but again, it made the whole experience so much more refined.
Yes.
And just solved a lot.
We wanna sell our coffees as a full experience. As we say, elevate the experience of the coffee. And some of these coffees that we sell are like the most exclusive stuff you found out there. So for me, it was always a no-brainer that the capsules also should have like the premium finish that we wanted. And we shipped a few boxes with like a silk paper solution to not get the capsules to like fly around in the box. Because I think when you buy exclusive capsules, there's often so many, like you shake them and it's like everything is just tumbling around.
Right.
So in this case, like all the 10 capsules are fit nice, perfectly in, and it turned out really sleek.
No, it is true. I really want to just sort of go back again. Like often when you buy either not really nice capsules or really nice capsules, it's like lots of stuff shaking around, like I don't know what. But this becomes a very solid, immersive experience where it's all like perfectly lined up.
And it also is super solid from this side now, because all the capsules are lying flat in the box. And like in some cases, we're producing a new order of capsules right now, and they can end up becoming like 5, 6, 7, 8 times the price of a normal coffee capsule. And in my case, if you want to try world's best coffee as capsules, you want to take one and you know how many that's left, and no one's shaking around. And, but we found some capsules that were 2 years old now, like from the first ever production round test batch we did 2 years ago with, I think it was a Kenyan coffee. It was delicious.
Yeah.
These kind of biodegradable friends in here, they hold up the beans so good. And it's...
But I also want to say that we're using the morning machine. You've said a really, really good and solid recipe that's included on the morning app. So that I mean the capsules, the coffee is amazing, the capsules are really really good,
but the machine is
really it elevates the thing.
Definitely, and it makes the coffee shine, and like all capsules you put in it, it's just they taste way better because you can control the big thing is that you control the amount of coffee that comes out, because that if you brew in single espresso, and most people looking at this show knows this, like if you take out your single espresso as 20 grams or 40 grams, it makes a world of a difference. And even if you go like for let's say a double espresso 45 out or 35 out, it's such a big difference. With the capsule machine now, to be able to bring out exactly 25 grams, and on top of that make the bloom, the pre-infusion phase, and everything that's in between,
so much control.
It's super nice.
But I just going back to the capsules, Also, the new thing is the insert inside the box, but also here you have implemented the tab, and here is all the information about the coffee. So sort of same structure.
I love the product as a result.
Yes,
like it's super cool, and as I said, we roasted in 3 more coffees that we shipped yesterday. That's coming back as capsules in a few days, and it's going to be super fun to release them and talk about them in upcoming podcasts.
And just as a teaser, we have 3 different coffees, 3 different countries, 3 different regions. 3 very different experiences. We'll talk about it more.
And also they like to take the customer on both a taste journey, but also on a it will be a price journey, of course. So looking forward to the new capsules.
So the segue now is there's something else happening here on the table.
Where do we start?
Where do you start? Where do we start? How would you like to talk about this?
We have a lot of requests. People coming here, knocking on the door, like, I saw your address on Google. I'm from Hong Kong, and I traveled here. I went to a few places in Stockholm. Of course, I want to visit you guys. And we didn't have any really opening hours. We didn't really know how to react. Of course, everyone are welcome to come in and sit down, and we brew something for them. And usually they have an amazing story. But we are in a lovely neighborhood, and we have a lot of nice companies around here, our neighbors. And of course, they have a lot of questions, and they are eager to try our coffee. So the discussion has been ongoing whether we should open up the roastery for visitors or not. And at the moment, for now, we're going to try out open on Fridays, since we usually don't roast on Fridays that much. And it's a little bit nervous, because we said like we're never going to have opening hours, because we are kind of an e-commerce based brand. So we're open 0 hours or 24 hours. How do you want to say? So from now and until we realize this was a super bad idea, we're going to be open from 11 to 4 on Fridays. And we have a menu that we're gonna serve the customers, and let me just through it.
Before you do that, I just want to sort of anecdotally share also that it is so true. Like, we're not an open business. You don't walk into a random office and like, this is not open for visitors. No. A year ago, we did have like 2 elderly couple who were your old customers from Drop Coffee back in the day, who were like, "Oh, we're here to drink coffee and have some sweet buns." And we were like, well, okay, come on in, old people, we can make you a cappuccino. But then also, like, every week or every other week, somebody will be standing here, like, knocking on the window saying, like, "Hi, I'm from Switzerland or the Czech Republic or Taiwan or Saudi Arabia, and I'm in town for coffee or for other things, and I really wanted to come by. Are you open?" And we're like, no, we're not open, but of course, come on in, we'll make you some coffee and have a chat, kind of thing. So to not only avoid that situation, but also to really like embrace it, we've decided to not only have a few opening hours, but to do something really, really amazing with this concept. Okay, so
now, boom,
our menu, we have sort of a mise en place here to illustrate a little bit of the experience, but tell us more about the menu.
So we realized, like, people who come here or read about us, they experience coffees that are like unimaginably expensive sometimes. They're used to buying like a kilo of coffee for €7. And we're like, our coffee costs €400 a kilo. And it's like, how does it work? And then they realize how it works, and they're like, okay, I get it, but maybe it's not for me. So now to be able to open up our kind of treasure of coffees to people to actually come here and sit down, have a filter coffee. Of course, it's going to be a more exclusive experience than your regular cup of coffee, but to kind of just open up the world of competition coffee for everyone, for companies, to bring clients here to kind of embrace our world and the atmosphere that we have in the roastery, to ask questions and meet us and meet Ella, and that is something that we kind of really discussed a lot. So we will have a menu with a taste flight where we will roast a coffee specifically for each Friday that will be served as filter coffee, served in a beautiful glass jar. And then you also get an espresso that's been rested for around 14 days, because that's like how most of our competitors are competing with our coffee in Barista Cup. They usually let the coffee rest for 14 days. So it's a nice to link up the competition world that we are within. That espresso beverage, you can choose to have it as espresso or with oats, e-cafe.
Yeah.
And it also a really nice way for us to tie in the upcoming 2024 World Championship, where you actually are allowed to use plant-based
2023
milk.
even,
Is it
I think.
actually
Yeah,
2023?
this
Okay,
summer. This summer.
Oh,
yeah.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
So it's a really nice discussion starter. Like, oh, you don't have regular milk? No, we don't. Because 1, 2, and 3, and 4. So that's kind of the competition taste flight that you can get. Then we have the full competition menu as V60 as it is for now. You can order it by the bottle or whatever you want to call it. It works perfectly for two. It's like if you go to we went to Pascal last week and we had an amazing geisha experience there.
Yeah.
And it was perfectly to split on two.
Yeah.
So we're gonna work with our 15 gram 250 double bloom recipe to also link up our like knowledge on YouTube and how we brew coffee. And then we're gonna have the competition espresso.
Yeah.
If you want that week's espresso as just a espresso experience, that's totally fine. And then we have something that we call the neighbors menu. So if you're in the neighborhood, of course you're gonna come in for kind of a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
So we will every week serve something like the roaster's choice of our specialty coffees. So you can get like a regular cup of coffee for a kind of regular price. And it comes as filter and same there, the espresso based beverage.
Yeah.
So people will come in and say, can I please have 2 cappuccinos?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
But on the menu is named espresso based beverage.
Yeah. And so basically the coffee from the specialty coffee would this week be El Vergel, washed Caturra from Colombia, while the competition coffee that we have roasted and rested is the Geisha Village 1931 variety. Yeah. Which we tasted this morning, and it's stunning.
Yeah. And it's a really good way for us as well to serve some coffees, because we do like quality tastings and try stuff that we roast, but actually to get like feedback from live customers, it's gonna be such an immense experience, and we're gonna learn a lot from it.
No, it's you're so spot on. So I wanted to sort of revisit the fact that we are opening for service 1 day a week, 5 hours.
Yes.
But mostly by appointment.
Yeah.
So we've been toying with the idea of like open for service by appointment only.
Yeah.
As you mentioned, some of our neighbors will be dropping by for a cup of coffee or a cappuccino, but most of the people who are coming here to take part of our competition taste flight will be making a booking online.
Because then we can like prepare. We have some stuff going on with the restaurant as well, where they are figuring out like a really nice sweetener, a sweet cookie or something that can tie up their culture and their history within food. So that will be included in the taste flight as well, because we want if you choose to come down to Frihamnen, it's not like in the center of Stockholm, then we wanted to give you like a full experience and sit down for a while, have a chat, drink some amazing coffees, and I'm looking forward to this journey, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
So tell me, how do I make a reservation?
It's gonna be online. So you just go in. You book your taste flight online, and you choose your time slot and how many people that will come. This is good for us, especially we have a few companies now that are looking into getting like reservations every week, so they can send their key customers to us, and it's super good. Then we can like block spots, and we know like, oh, it's full between 11 and 12 today, and so
because we have a limited amount of
we're
spots.
going to work with 8 seats, 8 seats. And then for kind of the neighbors flow around, of course they can come. We have some really nice sun outside, especially now during spring, and it's going to be a nice way just to hang out. And
so basically, we know we have some people coming from Saudi Arabia in a few weeks. They will go online to our website. They will book their spots on Friday, the whatever date, between 11 to 11:30, something like that, right? And will they pay online, or do they pay here?
I think we're gonna. For pre-reservations, you pay online, because it's like then we get everything settled in. You have your booking, and then you can probably.
And then when I've enjoyed my amazing competition coffee taste flight, can I buy coffee here?
Yeah. So we have everything set up now with our beautiful retail shelf, and in Sweden it's called Settle now. It's not iSettle anymore. It's just Settle. So we take payments and Swish, but also when we now open up on Fridays, we're now open to get your orders picked up here. That can save some shipping costs, also a really nice way for especially people in the neighborhood, like to place your orders online, and then you come here, pick it up, and have a coffee and a chat.
So if I'm a local Swede and I need to pick up my kilo of coffee before the weekend or I go away, they can just buy it online, but pick it up here Friday between 11 and 4. Also, if somebody knows that like this week I'll be in Sweden, I'm going to pre-order.
That's a really good way, because then you can like, if you're in town for a week or so, then you can place your order, make it as a pickup in store, and then you can come here and pick it up yourself. So I'm looking forward to a new chapter of Standout, and it's going to be fun to see how this develops, because nothing is set in stone, but it's going to be really nice, and also a good way, because you see Nella running around here in the background beginning of our chat, and for everyone to have something to do. Maybe we end up with like 3 baristas running around here. It would be nice. Why not? So definitely looking forward to that. We're gonna put everything online, make sure to upload the menus, and make it as clear as possible. And if anyone has any like thoughts or ideas, or I don't really understand, just questions, just send them in, and we because this is a journey that starts kind of now, and it will develop over the upcoming weeks, and maybe in like a month I think we have the full concept set. But the big thing is you can now come here on Fridays and enjoy a cup of coffee, and it's gonna be a lot of fun.
So that's that. So we talked about the subscription coffee, the IGB, which is crazy amazing. We talked about the new design tweaks in our packaging, and the huge news this week is that we're opening up Fridays for service. By reservation.
By reservation only. Or swing by.
Yeah.
Just say you're a neighbor.